Ooh-ah, ooh-ah, ooh-ah. A man fell down the sewer. He pulled the chain and up he came. Ooh-ah, ooh-ah, ooh-ah. Hey, 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 and welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's a little limerick the doctor's pumped out there for you today because you don't want to find yourself in the sewer when you're trying to sort out your SimTools 3 telemetry and live tuning with your choice of sim platform. Today we're looking at Assetto Corsa again, and I'm going to expand on the last video as far as live tuning goes. I'm going to show you how to drill down and do one axis at a time, and I'm going to show you how I go about doing that and what I think is important and why I think it's important. And I'm going to show you some of the cues I use to help me determine whether or not I think that the game is capturing that telemetry to my taste. Okay, so this will be a taste thing. Keep that in mind, guys. It's a bit like force feedback. You might want more of something than what I want, etc., so forth. All right, I am going to look at capturing heave today. Heave is one of those forces that can be a real hog and can really compete very hard with the other forces assigned to the same motors that are tasked with providing heave, roll, pitch and surge in my case. So I'm going to start with heave. Heave is a really important one for me because the design in my motion sim rig is designed to pick up heave with the seat spring modification. So anything that the motors pick up with road subtleties, bumps, ruts, all that sort of stuff, all the nuances of a road surface, I want it to come through to my body. That's why my seat sits on a spring system, so then it picks up those vibrations that are caused by the front motors capturing the telemetry for heave in a game. So I'm going to start with heave. How do I do this? I turn all other forces off, okay? So axis 1A here, my front left motor, axis 2A here, my front right motor. All forces are turned off except for heave. So I have no pitch, no roll, and no surge assigned, only heave. And I'm selecting a 10% degree of force only, okay? Keeping it conservative. Axis B assignments, I've taken out surge, my surge rail, and I've taken out my traction loss lateral movement here as well. So I'm only going to be getting the forces of heave through the motion sim. The other important thing to talk about, I'll quickly click out of this, is my vehicle selection here. I've selected the Lotus 49 again for this, and I've selected the Circuit de Charade 1965 course for this because of how rough this is. So it really picks up the road heave. It's got a lot of road heave. So this is going to really set me up for any possible road heave I might get in any track that I might race after capturing data for this. I'm using this car also because I can see the tyres, I can see the suspension, I can use this as a cue to tell me whether or not I'm getting that road heave that I'm seeing visually in the game through my motion sim. And my experience has been that you don't always get that, okay? What the telemetry is that's being captured does not always necessarily come to the motors, and this is why it needs to be tweaked. And that's why I'm basically doing this video, to talk about that. Just because you are capturing the telemetry in a game, it's going to give you a good foundation, 100%, but it may not be 100% accurate, and you still need to do a little bit of tweaking, and we're going to do that today. So I can use the visual cues to help me do that. I've got a well-tuned CSL Fanatec direct drive wheel here that really picks up road heave beautifully. I can feel every little jitter, every little jutter through my force feedback wheel here. If I'm not getting that in my sim, then I know that I need to tweak some stuff in the sim. All right, we'll bring SimTools back up by hitting the Windows key when you're on the track in the cockpit. I've established that I've only got heave selected there, so I'm going to save just to make sure that is the case. Then I'm going to come down to my min-max tuning bar down here, click on this. What you can see here is I've got everything zeroed out, okay? I also have all of my available forces all in capture mode. I don't want that. I only want my heave, so I'm going to put everything else other than heave in the lock mode, okay? I'm locking everything else out so nothing else can be captured. Now that I've done that, I'm going to sync SimTools 3 with the Assetto Corsa. A little launcher window here. I'll double click on that. You can see now we've got live capturing happening here in our top area here. So what I'll do is I'll hit capture. I'll hit reset. You just do that out of habit. Now I'm ready to capture the data for heave only. This will give you a good idea of what I mean by heave being a hog, okay? Because naturally it picks up road surface. So that means it picks up road angle, okay, road pitch, which can compete very hard with your roll and with your pitch. And this is why things need to be blended, and sometimes indeed filters have to be used to help get some separation, and we can talk about that in another video. Okay, I've come through the area there that's probably going to be the roughest in this whole track for picking up all the subtleties. That's what I'm making sure that I'm getting. I'll hit on my Windows key here. I'll bring up SimTools. I've captured the data there. I'm going to save. I'm going to stop. I'm going to lock. Save, stop, lock. Now let's have a drive. We should be getting the heave now in the vehicle. And there it is. And the great thing about doing it this way is I'm only feeling the heave. This is going to give me an idea basically of what heave is going to be doing, competing with my pitch and roll axes, all right? And whether I'm going to realistically be able to actually have the amount of heave that I want. And what I may have to do with smoothing and dead zone in filtering to keep the subtleties without the big heave events messing with the roll and the pitch. And this is all the stuff that you basically will spend hours on tweaking. I mean, look, it's good fun, but it's something you got to do if you really want to get the most accurate data you can, and if you want to get things basically smooth and really in the ballpark for how you're liking it. You've got to spend time collecting the data, tweaking the data, and then filtering the data. Back to SimTools 3 and back to the max min tuning. I'm not happy with that. I want more heave, okay? I want more heave. All I need to do is grab my slider, and yes, in lock mode, you can move this around and make changes. And it'll keep these changes that you make, and it won't mess with them. So I'm going to take this all the way down to basically 0.6, or as close as I can get to 0.6 in my min, all right? That's going to pick up the subtleties more. Now that I've done that, don't have to do anything else. Can just click out, go for a drive. We'll come up to the cutting and you'll see how much is coming through. And for me to get those subtleties, it means ultimately I'm going to pick up all the other stuff in the heave more as well. And this is where we're going to start competing with roll and pitch when those forces are added. It's a handful, this car to drive, I can tell you that, but it is a lot of fun. So I went over that little jump there, not straight, and you can see how much roll was induced through the heave. So you can see if you had a lot of roll also activated, you are really going to start getting a lot of motion in the motion sim that's not necessarily needed. This is why you've got to refine these forces, so then you know what to tweak and you know how many forces to actually add with the other forces, so that it's not a big mess and you're not got signal clipping, because that's what's going to happen, all right? So you need to think about basically what's important for you, what you want to feel. Now, in a car like this, for example, in a vehicle like this, highly tuned suspension, very low to the ground, you would be feeling every little bump in this vehicle, all right? So that's why heave is very important to me in this vehicle, because I know that in real life it would be feeling every single little bump, and I want to make sure I'm getting that, so then I'm getting the realism I want. And now I'm getting it, all right? Now I'm really getting it. I'm getting in my front motors what I'm getting in my force feedback and pretty much what I'm seeing. Probably I could even add some more by going for smaller numbers in the max min. Remember guys, the smaller the number in the min max tuning center, the more force. You'll get less range, but a lot more snappier force. With heave, you want less range, you want more snap, okay? In my opinion anyway. So if I was now to come in to SimTools, I'm happy with that. I'm just going to hit save again. I'm going to come back into Access Assignments. I will disconnect SimTools from Assetto Corsa. I'm going to take heave out now. This is what you would do. I always just take out the degrees of force as well because I'm Captain Paranoid. And I'm going to put in roll, which I normally sort of sit in the second position here. I'm going to run roll at 10 degrees of force as well. I'm going to save. Now I'll come back down to my min-max tuning settings again, and I will put roll into capture. I'm going to capture roll. I'm going to hit capture. I'm going to hit reset. I'm going to reconnect SimTools with Assetto Corsa, and now we're going to capture roll. And actually 10 degrees of force in roll is a reasonable amount. The great thing about this setup is that it's not going to actually transfer the roll to the sim until I actually save. And in fact, my heave is also now disconnected because I've taken it out of the forces. So I'm not actually getting any roll coming through the sim at the moment until I've captured the data, I've saved the data and stopped the capture. But we definitely want to get some of this banking and stuff like that for the roll, and we want to be pushing the vehicle to at least 80% of what you would drive normally. So then the forces that are induced on the vehicle when you're driving hard and the physics that are happening with the vehicle are captured in the telemetry. If you just put it around like, like a grandma, you're not going to be collecting all the telemetry that you should be collecting. So just a reasonably quick one today, guys. That's the process I would normally go through if I want to just really drill down and capture one force at a time so I can really feel what's going on with the motion sim. If you have all the other forces all being captured at the same time, that's fine. It's a good quick way to do it like we did in the last video. This just helps you really drill down and feel exactly what's happening with that degree of force, enable you to make the manual tweaks afterwards to really refine this as you go. You could spend the time after you've captured this telemetry and tweaked it. You could then go into the filters. The great thing again about SimTools 3 is you don't have to quit off the track. You can just disconnect here in the game launcher. Get your Access Assignments up again, be able to go into filters, add some smoothing, add some dead zone, etc. to go and get some transition between maybe some of the harsh changes. Okay, that's what you'll find will happen sometimes. You'll have harsh changes in roll or harsh changes in the heave, okay, where the road changes angle or whatever. Instead of it being smooth, sometimes you can get harsh changes. When you decrease the max min settings to bring in more of the forces, it will cause harsher changes as well as the road surfaces change. This is where bringing in some filters can help sort of smooth that out so you get the nice juicy motion, but it's not so harsh and jittery. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If this has been helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until I see you in the next video, you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and take it easy out there.